Hello everyone, this is Joe5 and welcome to the Superman Central Toy Review. And today we're looking at the 2010 release by Mattel of the Toy S exclusive DCUC Classics vs Masters Universe Classics Action Figure Review. And today's video is a part 2 video and we'll be continuing our focus on Skeletor. Now in the previous part 1 video we already reviewed on Lex Luthor, and also I already explained that the twin pack here was sent to me by A369, aka Richard, who shipped this from the US all the way to Malaysia as a gift. I have to thank A369 again for sending me this wonderful toy, especially that I finally get my Skeletor. Thank you again, Richard. You're a very awesome man. Now, as explained in the first part of the video itself, you will notice that the way they package this entire plastic bubble, which is very interesting indeed. One side here is a similar style to the DCUC classic style packaging, and in the middle here they of course added on. They try to merge it with the Master Universe classic style, up to the point that there's even lightning strikes here as well. Very nicely done. I really love this packaging style. Now inside we got Skeletor holding a yellow power sword, and at the back of the card itself we have the really nice artwork of the Snake Mountain. On the side here you got a nicer image of Skeletor, and at the back here you got the lightning effect with the word versus. The other side will be Lex Luthor, but we already covered that. We'll take a look at Skeletor here, who is riding on his panther mount. Very nicely done. I really love this artwork, very nice. Now, in his write-up, Skeletor, evil lord of destruction, real name Skeletor, mortally wounded in battle with his half-brother Captain Randall, Skeletor turned to his dark arts master, Hordak, to save his life. Merging Skeletor with extra-dimensional being called Demo Man, Skeletor was forever changed into Skeletor, overlord of evil. He gathered together many of Eternia's greatest outcasts and evil warriors in his quest to gain entry into Castle Grayskull and obtain what he believes is the universe's ultimate power source. Very nice, really love this. So, without further ado, let's open up this packaging and molest the toy. Be right back. And we're back after removing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from packaging. Now, for Skeletor here, he doesn't come with a lot of accessory. He comes with one power sword and, if you want to count this, his chest armor, and that's about it. He doesn't come with a Havoc staff, which is kind of disappointing to know that. It's like, it's not natural to see Skeletor without his Havoc staff. But there's some points here, some interesting points with the power sword, which I'm going to show you guys right now. First things first, as you notice, the power sword here is all bent thanks to the packaging itself, so I'm really rather disappointed by this, but you can actually fix this with a little bit of hot water trick there. Now the power sword here is very nicely done. The hilt and the handle is all one type of plastic, but this entire blade here is very nicely done. It's a clear yellow translucent plastic. Very nicely done. Now you must be wondering why this power sword is in yellow rather than purple. Because, well, the story goes is that when Skeletor uses his purple power sword, one half of his power sword, and then use He-Man's one half of the power sword and combine, and this is what happens. Yes, this is a combined sword. As you can see here, this yellow power sword, it doesn't have one-sided flat, unlike the other power swords. This is a combined version for, well, Skeletor to open the doors of Castle Grayskull. Very nicely done. At least there's something new there. Very nice. As for the chest armor, you need to pop the buttons at the back and pop the head off just to remove the armor itself. Very nice. At the back here you can see that's a place for storing the sword, as you can see, or if you can see this section here, it's meant to store the Havoc staff. Now the entire chest armor here is very nicely done, with all the rivets and the bones and the button in the middle are painted in a purple metallic paint job. Very nicely done. I really like it, and it is a bit of a difference on the paint job compared to the single pack of the Skeletor figure that can be ordered in the Mattel Collector website. Now for the paint job of the figure itself, very little amount of paint job applied onto the figure. The face is totally in yellow, unlike the previous Skeletor with a little bit shade of green. The eye sockets are totally in black, unlike the previous one where the eyes are painted in, well, in the middle will be red. However, there's some bit of improvement when they paint all the individual teeth. You see all the lines there are painted from the middle and even top and bottom section as well, but not really perfect. One section here, one of the tooth, the top of the line itself is not very visible, but the entirety is very nicely done. Here the lower skirt, here the rivets are all painted in purple metallic paint job, but they left out the belt. The belt itself has the rivets, but I'm not too sure why they wanted to miss that paint job. They just ignore that part. But otherwise, the rest of the paint job is also applied onto the foot here. There's a little bit of shading on the foot, and the toe nails are all painted. Other than that, the entire figure is not painted at all. Just a little bit of shading, but not painted at all. It's just pure plastic color. Even the tongue is pure plastic color. Now for the sculpt of the figure itself, the sculpt is very nice. Let's talk about the body first, then we'll look at the other stuff in true detail. Now the upper bicep, the torso, the hips, the upper legs are all typical Master Universe classics. Beefy, muscular body. There are no other changes there. The only changes is that for this version for Skeletor is that instead of using total muscular body, the lower arms here have fins, and the lower legs here they use this type of leggings, and the feet, very nicely done. Also the hip joints here, they added the skirt, of course. Now this Skeletor may look similarly the same as the single version, the single pack of Skeletor here, but this version they made one change on one of the parts. That would be the left hand. The previous version, the left hand is an open hand. This one is an enclosed hand for you to place any weapons into that hand as well, which is very good, very nicely done. The face sculpt is very good. I really love the amount of details they put onto the face sculpt. A lot of nice little details there. I love the skeletal details they put onto this figure. Very nicely done. Other than that, there are not much of new sculpt. I mean, this is the only new sculpt for this figure, but the sculpt on the face, I really love this. The rest of the body is a typical Master Universe Classics male body, so there's nothing much interesting about this. Now the skirt is very hard. It is a movable, softer, a bit softer plastic material, but it's rather hard. The tongue is rather hard as well, so when you want to bend the legs, it's a bit hindered. Now speaking of articulation, let's take a look at the articulation. The head can move up a little bit, down, side to side, and then 360 degrees. Torso here can move forward, back this much. Waist joint here turn 360 degrees. Now shoulder joints here is a bit hindered by the shoulder pads, but can move 360 degrees if you remove the entire thing. But the arms has no restriction by going forward and backwards. You can lift the shoulders this high, upper bicep turn 360 degrees, and elbow joint bend only this far. Wrist joint here turn 360 degrees. Now the hip joints is a bit hindered due to the skirt and the back of the man tongue. So the legs can move forward and back a little bit because it's on a ball hinge joint. The hinge is at this direction here, and then you have a spread. You can't spread that much anyway. but you can spread this far. Swivel tie on the top that turns 360 degrees. Well, at least up until 180 degrees anyway. Swivel tie here can turn all the way to the back but can't turn 360 degrees. Knee joint here can bend this far. Calf joint here can turn 360 degrees. And ankle joint that pivots downwards and upwards, but this one is so loose, I can see here, so it's really hard to pose this figure because with a loose ankle joint it will just tip over. Overall, I really like this figure, and it's a really nice touch that they add a yellow power sword for Skeletor here and improve the left hand for the figure itself, so you can actually get the figure to grab more items. Very nicely done. I really like the paint job on the face itself and the armor. It's just that I really wish they do add more paint job onto the belt. The ankle joint here is a bit too loose, so that's a bit disappointing, and he doesn't come with a Havoc staff, so yeah, that's another disappointment as well. If I'm gonna give a rating out of this, I would say I'll give Skeletor here an 8 out of 10. Now, why 8 out of 10? Because Skeletor is very lacking of accessories. Don't get me wrong here, I really like the yellow power sword. It's a very nice touch, but I would like Mattel for them to add in the purple power sword and the Havoc staff. It's very unnatural to see Skeletor without his Havoc staff there. Plus the fact that his ankle joint is rather loose, so he at times would have problems standing straight and then would tip over by its own. So that's a really bad point. Other than that, I really love this figure. Some paint jobs needed to be added onto the belt, but otherwise the entire figure is really great, especially a new improvement onto the hand itself, the left hand. So 8 out of 10 for Skeletor here. I thank you all for watching. This is the end of the review. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.